not successful, at that point of time, new laws are required to be amended or created. I can give one simple example. It is the question of this Nirbhaya case. I suppose everybody has read in the newspapers, media and all that. 2015 case where the girl had been raped and murdered in a bus in New Delhi. Over there, out of the 6 so-called culprits, there were 5 adult culprits and there was 1 juvenile. Now, what happened was at that time the Juvenile Justice Act of 2000 that had the provision that the highest punishment that was there for a juvenile was 3 years stay in a special home. But take could not have been sent to a prison, correctional home, neither could have been given any stronger punishment. Now the 5 persons who had raped and killed the girl, all of them were being proved to be guilty and finally they were being executed. But this juvenile, just because at that time the age of the juvenile was 17 years, after 1 year he reached adulthood, being 18, and then the special home had to leave him, and the child had gone scot free. There is no information as to what happened after that. It can happen that he is going on committing more crimes or whatever. There was huge hue and cry all across the country, and it was mentioned before the state that the law is erroneous and the law is weak. For all those reasons, again, 2015 there was an amendment in the Juvenile Act, and it has been found that under this new enactment, if a juvenile between the age of 16 to 18 commits any heinous offence like murder, like rape, in that case it is not the Juvenile Justice Board, but it's a criminal court of original jurisdiction who is going to try their case. And if the criminal court thinks the person can be given 10 years imprisonment, 12 years imprisonment, question lies is not only in the context of doing justice to the punished, but also there has to be a proper system in terms of doing justice to the victim. I can give one more example. There was a case related to Nilavati Behera versus State of Odisha. I have brought it over here. There what happened was there was a police officer who did torture a particular person who was working in a bakery and ultimately tortured to such an extent that the person died in the police station itself. Now the police, what they did was they took the person and took him to a railway track, and ultimately a train went on top of the person and it was shown that it was not a murder but it was an accident. Now the mother of that particular victim went over there, wrote a letter to the Supreme Court of India, and the Supreme Court treated that as a public interest litigation. Now what was understood was finally that this boy, he was the sole breadwinner of the family.